What's going on, guys? Clifton Denny with On Your Own Outdoors. Hey guys, it's summertime and you know what that means. We're here to knock out another review. The review we're going to do today is another XOP product, and these are the X3s. Why are they called the X3? 1, 2, 3 steps. So like the X2s, I really enjoy these because of the way that they bite onto the tree. They are a little bit heavier, coming in at just over 3 pounds a piece, but again, they are huge. Let's go ahead and talk about these things. Like I said, they're just over 3 pounds a piece. They are not lightweight. However, they are super long. There's a reason that they're heavier, and that's so you can go higher. So I know one of the number one questions guys are gonna ask is how high can you get with them? 20 foot for me is not a issue at all with these sticks. I think on their website it says 18 foot, and that's being extremely generous in my opinion. However, is what it is. So the big deal and the reason that I wanted to do these is because we just knocked out the new XOP line of lock-ons. And so if you remember the ion, if you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. But what we're gonna do here today is we're gonna go over the specs of these sticks. I'm gonna put one on the tree, show you how that I put it on the tree, show you the straps that come with it, and then I'm actually gonna take them and hold them up to the ion so that you can see how they would go on there, as far as the length and that kind of stuff, how much standoff you're gonna have and that kind of thing. So number one that I want to talk about while I've got on my shoulder is the way that these things clip together. So you can see here, you got all 4 of them clipped together. This could be an option for carrying the sticks, especially if it's middle of the winter or late season. There's not a whole bunch of foliage on the trees. You could string these dudes along the bottom of your stand, kind of like so. You could take them, strap them onto the bottom. Obviously, as you can see there, they're going to be sticking out both sides. However, if it was a necessity, you could do that. The other thing, and we're going to do this in a minute, but putting 2 on each side, that's how I like to carry my X2 sticks. I don't like to put anything on the bottom. However, just to let you know, I wanted to show you the ion with these sticks kind of stacked up against them. When we break them apart in a minute, we'll go over that. But back to the way that they lock together. So I'm going to pull these dudes apart one at a time. And then once we get down to the next one. All right, so now we got 2 sticks, and this is what I want to talk about as far as carrying goes, because you always see them being carried like this. However, it's not the only option. So if I had these 2 sticks and I did want to carry them on a lock-on, this is remotely what it would look like. So you do have a little standoff on the bottom, not real bad, and just a little standoff on the top, or you could shift it down just a little bit, and you've got a little hang off. So what I don't want you guys to think is that this is just for a permanent set only. It's not. If you're hunting the edge of a CRP or something like that and you need to get up higher, that's whenever I think these X3s are going to be a huge benefit to have with you in a tree, especially if you don't have aiders and stuff like that for your X2 sticks or whatever kind of 2-step stick that you're using. Another thing with these is you can see down here on the bottom, they've got these pre-made holes on there. So if you did have some type of aider that you wanted to run with these, that's an option as well. But the way that they grip together, you can see that little rubber thing there. All it does is it just slides in that little loop. So the other option there is you have that little rubber there. You can put those dudes inside that button. It doesn't hold near as solid, but you can also slide those guys down and adjust them how you want, and then strap them together stacked on top of each other if that's what you wanted. I don't prefer to run mine that way. I just think it's a little bit more difficult, and I think it makes a little bit more noise. I like to pop my dudes together like this on the side. You've seen how easy that was, how easy they come apart, and that's the most user-friendly way for myself. So let's go ahead and talk about the sticks themselves. So you've still got your XOP 350-pound weight rating, and for you big boys that got them big hooves, you're not gonna have a problem with this. It's got the 5-inch standoff, so you've got plenty of room for a large boot. 350-pound weight rating, you have a 15-inch step to step, 32 inches total length, and then the width of your step is going to be 10 inches. One thing that adds a little weight that I like about the XOP sticks is that they do give you the dual-footed option, because I promise you it doesn't matter how I decide to start up a tree or to come down a tree, my feet's going to be back and forth every time. And so I like the fact of having 2. I don't have to have my headlamp on to go up and down the tree. So what we're going to talk about next, guys, is the straps that come with these sticks. So it comes with 4, 1 for each one of them. It's just your normal buckle straps. You put that dude around the little button there, go around the tree, put it on itself, pull it tight, snatch it down, and we're going to do that on the tree. So whether I'm down on the ground, if I was setting my first stick, this is how I do it. Every time I take it, I like to put it off on the left-hand side, grab a hold, come around making sure there's no loops in it, put it back over the button there, tighten that dude down, and then snatch it. So if you are new to using a lock-on or a saddle and you're going to be putting sticks on a tree, I'm not trying to get basic, so you guys that have been doing this forever, just kind of hang tight just a second. If you've seen there, whenever you snatch that thing, it's always going to come down like 6 to 8 inches, especially depending on the kind of bark. This is a hard bark tree, so it's not going to have as much play. But one thing to always remember, guys, is you're going to have that play. So whenever you're up on the side of that tree and you're setting that stick, make sure you set it about 6 inches higher than where you want it, and then snatch it down. Whenever I've been to some of these shows and I've talked to guys and they're like, how are you getting 18 foot or how are you getting 16 foot? In my opinion, I think that's the biggest thing where people are making a mistake, is they put it on the tree just right here in front of them, they snatch it down. Well, if this is a 15-inch step everywhere that you go, a 15-inch step is super easy to make. When I get to this next stick, I want an 18-inch step or a 20-inch step is what I usually go in between my sticks, and that's how I think that I get that extra little bit out of them as I'm going up the tree. But the great thing about these, like I just said, it's got the dual step. It is going to make it heavier whenever you have that, but I enjoy the dual steps. One of my favorite thing about XOP sticks is because I don't have to guess on where my foot's going to go. But now we're going to talk about the pros and cons of these sticks as I see it. Everybody's a little bit different. This is my opinion. So the minuses first. The number one minus that I have is going to be the weight. The thing about that is it is a large stick. It's hard to keep a large stick down there super lightweight like the two-step versions of these. However, if you need it, the extra weight's not going to be that big of a deal. So you're looking at just over 12 pounds in between the 4 sticks. So if you've got 12 pounds on your 4 sticks, you've got a 10-pound stand, you're looking at just over 20 pounds. That's really not that bad. I'm usually not going to carry these sticks unless it's somewhere that I know that I'm going. Somewhere that I've already been in there, I've already scouted out. This is not going to be on my run and gun setup. This is going to be on my late season setup, because I need to get up higher in those trees because I don't have that foliage down low to be able to block out my silhouette. So for that, the weight is what it is. The next thing that I'm gonna beat up XOP on is their strap system. So it is what it is. If you ever pay attention to any of my videos, I do run the X2 sticks. It's what I run with every lock on or every saddle setup that I use now. However, if you've noticed, I've used Amsteel on all of mine. I use daisy chains, and it's the Amsteel daisy chains, and I use the Amsteel aiders as well with the X2 stick, and it works out great. With these dudes with some aiders on them, man, you're talking about like 30 foot. Like, you just climb up the very top of the tree and top that thing out if you want to. So that's a big deal. I have not put the aiders on these to see how high I can get. If you guys want to see that, drop a comment down below, and maybe I'll try that out. But I guarantee you, I'll be way up there somewhere. Have to get a better camera so you can see me. That is really the only big negative, if I had to have a negative, is I do not like their strap system. But it is what it is. It's safe and it's user friendly, and a lot of guys like them. They're just not my favorite because it adds weight. So the pros, dual step, pro 350-pound weight rating, pro the way that these things bite into a tree is just like the X2. So if you guys have been to the shows or any of that and you've seen them play with the X2s, you snap that dude on a tree like that, there's no strap. The plus side about being able to do that with the XOP sticks is whenever you're going up and you've got that saddle or you've got that lock on your back, you can take that dude, snatch it down on the tree, reach over in your dump pouch, grab your strap, rump it around, and you're good to go. I love the way that XOP sticks bite to a tree. And yes, this is a smaller diameter tree, but I promise you, go put it on a bigger tree. It's the same way. There's videos on my channel of it, and there's videos on all kinds of other channels about how well the XOP bites into a tree. So that's a huge plus in itself. The length is another plus. And let me tell you guys, as far as pluses go, if this is going to be something that, like I said, you're hunting a field edge, you're hunting the edge of a CRP, or you're hunting late season, that's when these things are going to be beneficial so that you can get up into that cover in the top of that tree. The next thing is going to be the standoff. You've got the large standoff to go with the 350-pound weight rating. You've got the 10-inch step out on the front, each one of them same length, so that you've got plenty of room for your hoofs. So that's a big plus as well, guys. Really and truly, I don't have a lot negative to say about it. It's a climbing stick, and it's a climbing stick that bites a tree extremely well. And I promise you, if you're in the market for a stick, go borrow your buddy's stick, grab that dude like this and snatch it on a tree. And the only reason I say that is because you're gonna find yourself in a situation where you wish you would have been able to do it, and you're gonna bring yourself right back over here to the XOP sticks. But hey guys, that's all I've got for y'all today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, go back to that homepage, hit that little bell up top. You never know where we're gonna be. You never know what we're gonna be reviewing. And that is the X3 stick by XOP. I appreciate you guys for watching. Until next time, we'll see you from a tree.